Hello all, welcome to this session. In this session, I'm going to answer one of the Java interview questions. That is, what is the purpose of using this keyword in Java? Let me answer this question with practical demonstration. There are many purposes of using this keyword in Java programming that I'm going to cover in a practical way after theoretical explanation in this session, one by one. Multiple purposes or many purposes are there rather than saying single purpose, many purposes are there. First of all, let's understand what is this keyword. Okay, this keyword in Java is used within an instance method or a constructor to refer to the current object. If you want to refer to the current object of the class inside a method or constructor, we can specify this keyword. Okay, to refer to the current object, we can specify this keyword. Particular class is there inside the same class case. Okay, let's say you created a class, and inside the same class, if you want to refer to the current object of the class in which you are there already inside that, then we have to use this keyword, guys. This keyword can be used as it is, or this keyword can be used with a variable. This keyword can be used with a constructor and methods and all those stuff. Okay, multiple possibilities are there. I'll explain one by one. It is a way for an object to refer to itself. If you want to, okay, refer to the object of the same class within the same class, then we generally use this keyword, guys. And using the object of the same class, you can call the variable of the same class, method of the same class, constructor of the same class. Okay, and many other things are possible, guys. Okay, so this keyword is a way for an object to refer to itself inside the same class. Okay, inside the same class, object of the same class to refer itself, we use this keyword, guys. Simple. Okay, here are some common purposes of using this keyword. Okay, now you understood the theoretical explanation and all, right? But let's see the purposes also, and I'll explain the purposes with practical demonstrations, guys. For first one is to referring the okay, to referring the instance variables, to refer the okay instance variables. This can be used to refer current class instance variables. Okay, current class, okay, instance variables for a particular object. Okay, this can be used to refer to the current class instance variables. Okay, fine. So for a particular object, okay, when you have a parameter with the same name as a instance variable name inside a class, then to segregate or to differentiate the class variables from the method parameters or constructor parameters, we generally use this keyword. Okay, this keyword specified variables belong to the class. Okay, belong to the instance variables of the class. Okay, this keyword, when used with the variables, specifies that that particular variable is a instance variable that is related to the class. Whereas the other variable where you don't use this keyword having the same name as a which is a parameter name and class name, instance variable name of the class are same, right? In that case, if you provide this, means it belongs to the instance variable of the class. If you don't provide this, in that situation where parameter name is equal to the class name, then this normal name, variable name given refer to the parameter. Okay, inside the method or constructor we can do that, and I'm going to show you guys to refer the instance variables. Okay, and to differentiate the instance variables which belong to the class from the parameters of a method or constructor, we generally use this keyword. Okay, let me practically demonstrate. For that, I'll switch to Eclipse IDE. Here I'm going to expand this, and here I'll create a package, guys. I'll create a package. I'll just name this package as this package, this pack, and inside this package, create a new class. Okay, create a new class and name this class as car class, let's say. Okay, car class. Finish. Now, inside the car class, I'm going to create some variables and methods. String, company of the car. I'll increase the font size a bit. String, model of the car, double price of the car, then what I can say, string double string color of the car, like that 4 variables I gave, guys. Okay. Now to initialize this class variables, to initialize this instance variables of the class for a particular object, okay, to a particular object, let me create another class, guys. Let me create another class. I'll just name this class as demo class with main method. If I want to initialize this class variables, if I want to initialize this instance variables of the class for a particular object here, I'll create an object for this car class. Car C1 is equal to new car, okay, or car. Give some name for the object reference, like let's say let's represent a real world entity like Honda Amaze car. Okay, then what you have to do, hamz dot company is equal to hamz dot company is equal to, what is the company? Let's give the company as Honda. Okay, one example I'll give you. hamz dot model is equal to Amaze model. hamz dot price is equal to let's give the price as 9 lakhs. hamz dot color is equal to gray color. Now if I write system.out.println hamz dot company, then if I write down system.out.println hamz dot model, if I write down system.out.println hamz dot price, system.out.println hamz dot color, like this I'll write. Okay, now what will happen, whatever the variables I initialize this for car class, right, they will be printed here. You see, they will be printed in the output, Honda Amaze 9 lakhs gray. Or instead of writing like this, I'll simplify this code, guys. Instead of writing this many statements for initializing the class variables for this particular object, or instead of writing this many print statements for printing all the details of this class variables for this particular object, I'll simplify the program. To simplify the program, what I'll do is I'll create a method, guys. Okay, I'll create a method, public void init car details. Okay, initialize car details. Okay, short form I'm giving. So here I'll just close this for a while. Here I'll give you the same variables. If this particular instance variables of the class have the same name as the parameter names of this particular method, then what is going to happen? Just see that. Okay, there is a problem that is going to come. Okay, so if you want to initialize this kind of instance variables with the help of this particular method here, okay, there is a problem that is going to come, guys. What is that problem? Let's see that. Okay, so if I say company is equal to, I'm assuming that company means this company. Company is equal to company, I'll say. Company is equal to company. Okay, then model is equal to, I'm assuming that this model is an instance variable, model is equal to model. Then price is equal to this instance variable of the class, that is price variable is equal to price. Then color, instance variable of the class, color is equal to color, I'll say. Like this, if I write the code like this, you already are getting the warning message. Yes, the assignment to the variable company has no effect. What is the reason here is, you are assigning the, if I double click on this company, right, what is getting highlighted? Parameter. If I double click this one, again the same thing. If I double click this one, you see this parameter only. Double click this one, this parameter only. You are assigning the parameter to parameter only. This parameter, again you are assigning back to the same parameter. That's what is a problem. So the problem here is the instance variable names are same as the method variable names, parameter names. That is the reason here we are unable to segregate or differentiate the instance variables of the class from this parameter names. Okay, instance variable names of the class from the parameter names we are unable to differentiate. But if you want to specify that, okay, if you want to differentiate that these are the instance variables of the class which belong to a particular object, okay, current class object, okay, this you mention, this dot company. The moment you say this dot company, instance variable means, instance means itself is the object variable of the class. The object of the current class variables, okay, this means object of the current class variables. The moment you provide this before a variable, that particular variable becomes the object of, that particular variable belongs to the object of the current class, current object, okay, object of the current class or whatever it is, okay, current object of the class. Otherwise, this variable belongs to the current object of this class, okay. This time what happens? Now it works well, okay. So you segregated because they have the same name. You don't want to compromise with the readability. Instead of company, you don't want to use C or M or P or C, right? Then you can do like this, guys. Instead of making the code readable and all, to differentiate the instance variables of the class from the current object variables of the class from the parameters of this particular method, you can do like this. And now open the demo.java file. So whatever the number of lines I have written, right, they will get ready. Instead of writing this 4 lines, you can simply call this method, guys, to initialize hamz dot init car details. If you write like this, okay, if you write like this, guys, what will happen? If you write like this, here you have to provide the Honda, guys. First, you have to provide the Honda. Okay, here you have to pass the amaze as an argument for this particular. While calling this particular init car details method of the car, you have to pass like this. Okay, this is like 9 lakhs and this is like gray. Okay, you just pass it here. That's it. And these 4 statements are no more required, guys. These 4 statements are no more required. And the next thing here is, let's see whether this particular print statements are still working even after initializing like this. Let's see that. Right click run as Java application and see that Honda Amaze 9 lakhs and gray got clearly printed. So it is working. These values are getting initialized with this instance variables of the class of the current object, and with this parameter, these values are going to the arguments are going to the parameters, and they are getting to the, they are assigned to the instance, okay, current objects, instance variables of the class and all those stuff, and things are happening fine. But this is not the simplest way of initializing, guys. Instead of using a method, right, if you use a constructor, right, even this line is also not required. So what I'll do is I'll remove this white. Okay, inside a method I showed you. Inside a method I already showed you, guys, how to differentiate, right? How to differentiate the instance variables of the class from the parameters I showed you. I'm just converting that to a constructor. Constructor will not have any return type, and the name of the constructor should match with the name of the class. The moment this becomes this one, right, and save all, and you'll get an error here. You have to pass all these arguments instead of calling a method explicitly. When you're creating an object itself, from the object creation statement itself, the constructor will be called, and the objects, okay, this particular arguments will be passed to these parameters of the constructors, and they will be initialized to the instance variables of the current object of the class. And if you will still get the same output, I didn't write a single line to initialize the instance variables of the class here for this particular object. You see, still the same output we are getting. And this particular statement also, you don't have to write this many lines, okay, to print. Otherwise, simply create a method here, okay, public void print car details, like this, print car details. Okay, now copy all these things and modify like this. Instead of like this dot company, this dot model, okay, this dot price, current object of this class related instance variables, company value, current current objects of this class, instance variables, model, price, color will be printed. Okay, now simply call the method hamz dot print car details. That's it. Initialization is being done in the constructor, in the method, you know. Before the variables, guys, this is how we can use either to differentiate the instance variables of the class from the method parameters or constructor parameters. We can use this keyword, or we can also use this keyword before the variables to refer to the, okay, instance variable of the current object of the current class, guys. Okay, like that also. If you don't provide this also work, because here there's a confusion, but here there's no confusion. But still, you can provide this keyword stating that this this company value should come from the current object of the current class. Okay, current object of the class. So that is the reason. Okay, run this, right click run as Java application. This refers to the, this is like object of the current class, guys. This means object of the current class dot company. Whatever the value you initialize for that particular object, right, the company value will come. Honda is a value that you are initialize for this current object of the class. Okay. So similarly, if I create one more car class, like, you know, BMW X1, new car, and here you have to pass the details. that is company is BMW, comma, then model is X1, then comma, price is 60 lakhs, comma, color is equal to black. Okay, like this I'll give. Now here I'll write down BMW X1 dot print car details. Okay, so this particular values will be assigned to the automatically called, this constructor will be automatically called, and these arguments will be assigned to the parameters of this constructor, and this parameter values that are there in the parameters will be assigned to the, this means object of the, okay, this means object of the current object of the class. Okay, object of this class. Okay, referring to the object of the class itself dot company. Okay, current object, for the current object the company value will be assigned as BMW. Here at this line 13 the current object's company value will be assigned as BMW. Then here X1 will be assigned, here 60 lakhs will be assigned, here color as black will be assigned. And when you use the same object reference to call this particular method, okay, the initialized values will be printed, guys. And I'll also give a small line here as part of separation. Okay, so rightly run as current objects. When you say BMW X1 means current object is BMW referred object. Okay, dot company. The current object's company is BMW. Current object's company is X1. Current object's price is 60 lakhs. Current object's price is black. You see, both the car details has been printed. Okay, this we can use this keyword before a variable in Java, guys. Okay, the next thing is that, hope you got referring to the instance variables, okay, of the class, to segregate them, to distinguish or differentiate them from the parameter names, or parameter names of the constructors or the methods is called, we can use this keyword. And also to refer to the current objects instance variables of the class, we can also use this keyword before the variables. Okay, so referring instance variables of the class. Okay, then calling other constructors, guys, you can also use this keyword for calling other constructors. For example, there is already a constructor, guys. Okay, I'll create one more constructor like this public car. Okay, normal constructor, it doesn't have anything. So here system.out.println, system.out.println. Okay, my name is Arun Moturi, like this. Okay, if this particular text is printed in the output, that means this particular constructor is called. If I run this code, guys, that particular constructor will not be called, guys. My name is Arun Moturi will not be printed anywhere. But what if I call this particular, you see, when I create an object, right, automatically the constructor calling statement is there. The control will come to this constructor calling statement. From that constructor calling statement, if I want to call this particular constructor here, constructor call must be first statement. Okay, it should be the first statement, guys. Okay, you cannot write it here. Okay, so just write in the beginning. You see, that is the thing you are getting error as. You see, what happens is, the moment when this particular constructor is called, automatically this particular constructor will be called, and this means object of the current class, and here circular brackets means what? This is also same thing, right? Object of the current class, and the constructor is being called here. Here we don't have any argument, so it will be called, guys. My name is Arun Moturi will be printed before printing any details of the every object here. You see, my name is Arun Moturi will come in the first line. My name is first, that constructor will be called. Okay, you're calling the constructor of the same class from another constructor of the same class. For that, you don't have to give the name of the class and all those stuff. This like this. Okay, like this we can do. If I create one more constructor, let's say public car, okay, int a comma int b, int a comma int b, let's assume that is another constructor, system.out.println, sum of a and b is, like this I'll write the code, sum of a and b is plus circular brackets a plus b, I'll write. Okay, what will happen if I say a plus b here? Here I'll call this constructor, guys. Okay, after this I'll call this constructor like 5 comma 4, put a semicolon here. I don't know whether this will be accepted, otherwise I'll do one thing. When I call this constructor, right, from this constructor I'll call this constructor, that will be okay, right? This will call this one, this will call this one. Okay, constructor of the same class can be called like this, guys. It's another advantage of using this keyword, guys. We can call the constructors within the same class. You see, sum of, first what is happening, guys, here simply you see this particular constructor is being called the, before the elements get initialized, before the instance variables of the class get initialized, another this constructor is being called, and constructor of the same class is being called, and before this particular statement gets printed, this particular constructor is calling another constructor and passing 5, 4 here. This constructor is being called, 5 is going here, 4 is going here. Sum of A and B is 9. Sum of A and B is 9 is getting printed in the output. After that, the control is coming back here and my name is Arun Motori is getting printed. After my name is Arun Motori is getting printed, again the control is coming here and the remaining statements are getting initialized. And finally, when you call the print card details, right, this particular method details are getting printed. Okay, this is how we can call the constructors from the same class. Okay, now what is the next one? Okay, calling other constructors, returning the current class instance case, returning the current class, okay, instance. Okay, current class instance. For example, I'll do one thing, guys. Okay, I'll do one thing, like, what I can do here. Yeah, let it be all this stuff be there. I'll create some method, guys. Print void, sorry, public void. Okay, public void. Yeah, I'll do one thing. Public void. Here, what is the example I was giving? Returning the current class instance. Okay, returning the current class instance using the current class instance. So here, what I will do is return instance. Okay, return instance method. Some random name I am giving. Okay, the return type, I'll just write this keyword. That's it. Okay, return this, and here the return type should be what, guys? If I say return this, what should be return type of this particular method? Car is the return type. Okay, car. Now the error is gone. So now from outside the class, okay, what I will do here is, from outside the class, what I will do here is, here, if I say hamz dot return instance method, means this will return the object of the car. Okay, hz I'll say otherwise. Okay, another it's returning the object of the current class, and using the object of the current class, if I say hz dot, I'll just remove this part. Okay, hz dot print car details. Okay, like this I can call anything, guys. Okay, print car details. Okay, so here this particular, if you want to return the object of the current class, then also you can do the same thing. Or instead of writing it here, guys, we can do one more thing. That is, I'll just say Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. Let's go back to the previous state. Okay, this is fine. So what I'll do here is, I'll just write this. Okay, public void sample method. Okay, in this sample method, this particular sample method, so here returning the current class instance, it can be used to return the current object from a method. You see, when you call this particular method, current object of this particular, it can be used to return the current object of the class from a method. Okay, so this particular method is calling this return instance method. What happens here when you say return instance method? This particular method return type is the object of this class. You see, the object of this. You see, here I'm returning this, means what is getting written? The object of the current class is being written, car C is equal to. Okay, now C dot, otherwise system.out.println, C dot color. I would like to just print the color, and C dot system.out.println, C dot price. I just want to print the color and price, or color and model, otherwise color and model. Okay, that's it. Okay, so here I would like to print like this. Okay, just see what is getting printed, just to create a differentiation, that I'm just adding these hyphens. So run this code, and I just need to call this method, right? hamz dot sample method. If I call, what is the sample method doing, guys? Sample method is calling this method is calling the object of the current class, and using the object reference of the current class, I am calling the color and model. Let's say whether they are getting printed or not. You see, gray hyphen, amaze hyphen. Okay, like that it's getting printed. Here only for one object I call the sample method. So for one object only, gray hyphen, amaze hyphen is getting coming. Okay, so these are, guys, if you want to return the object of the current class, you can simply say return this, that will return the object of the current class, which is a car class. In different situations, we'll use this. Okay. Passing an instance as an argument, passing an instance as an argument, guys. Okay. What is mean by passing an instance as an argument? For example, the sample method now got this particular thing. So let's say we can do one thing. Passing the, I can create one method, guys. I can create one method like this, public void example method. Okay, here I'll say car C, guys. Okay, here parameter itself is the current class object reference. Okay, if you want to call this method, you have to pass the argument, guys. As the object of the current class, you have to pass the argument. System.out.println. I'll write down here double quote hyphen plus C dot company. Okay, only company I am printing, guys. Okay, only company I am printing. Let's see what will happen. So here hyphen will come in the beginning, so that is the proof. Let's say this particular sample method would like to call this example method. Okay, so copy this example method, and I cannot call like this. I need to pass the object of the current class, so that object reference of the current class will be assigned with the object of the current class. For that, just pass this, that's it. You see, just say this object of the current class will be created here and will be passed to this particular method. And when this particular method is called, right, hyphen company of the current class object will be printed. You see, all these are the different ways. Sample method will do all the stuff here. You see, hyphen Honda also came. Gray hyphen has come from here. Okay, you can return the object of the current class. You can receive the object of the current class into the parameter as a by passing that as an argument to this parameter of this particular method. Okay, for that also, this means refers to the object of the current class can be passed. Okay, object of the current class dot variable name, object of the current class, return the object of the current class, pass the object of the current class as an argument to the parameter of this particular method of the current class. Okay, everywhere you are using these keywords. Multiple examples I can give you, guys. Okay, passing an instance as an argument also I showed you just now. I showed you it can be passed an argument to another method. Some sample examples I'm giving. Invoking current class method. If you want to call the method which belong to the current class, if you want to call the method which belong to the current class, guys, if you want to call the method which belong to the current class, invoking current class method also we can use. For example, I want to call method of the current class. For example, public void example2 is the name of the method I'm giving. System.out.println. Here I'll print example2. Okay. How to make sure that this particular method is being called? This statement is printed means that method. Anyhow, we are calling the sample method here, right? Here I'll write down, okay, this dot along with specifying the variables after this keyword, current object of the current class dot, I can say example2. Okay, I can call the methods also using the object of the current class. I can call this methods also. Okay, now run this code, and object which the method which is there in the same class will be called, and you see example2 got printed here. Like this, guys, many advantages are there of using this keyword in Java. Okay, these are the several examples, referring instance variables and differentiating them from the method parameters or constructor parameters, calling other constructors, okay, from the constructors in the same class, returning the current class instance. Okay, returning the current class instance. Okay, if you want a particular method to return the object of the current class, then also this keyword, simply passes this keyword, passing an instance as an argument. Okay, while calling a particular method, if you have to pass the object of the current class, just pass this keyword. It is nothing but the object of the current class will be passed in as an argument to the and assigned to the parameter of the method of the same class. Invoking current class method. Okay, if you want to call the method inside the same class, like calling the constructor inside the same class from the same class, you have used this dot, this kind of circular brackets you have used here, right? Similarly, here this dot method name you have to call. Okay, that will call the method of the current class from within the same class. Okay, so these are the different examples, guys, with practical demonstration I explained. Again, if I go back here, this is a keyword to represent an object. Okay, it's a way for an object to refer to itself. Okay, it's nothing but the object of the current class is nothing but this keyword, guys. If you are using this, means This is nothing but the object of the current class. Okay. So this keyword in Java is used within instance method or constructor to refer to the wherever you have used this keyword, right? Within inside the constructor or method you have used either for specifying the instance variable of the current class, either for calling the constructor of the same class, either for returning the object of the current class, okay, or for passing this object of the current class as an argument to the parameter of the method. In all these cases, within inside the constructors or method only, you have used this keyword, guys. Okay, these are the several examples, guys, that I can give so that your understanding on this keyword will become better. Okay, so I would like you to take the screenshot, guys. I would like you to take the screenshot of this particular code. Okay, so that you guys can practice it here, practice in your local machine. Okay, you can zoom out if you want in your machine. Okay, so this is a code. Okay, this is a code that you can take the screenshot of. Okay, to increase the font, you cannot take the screenshot of the entire code. So I would like you to take the screenshot of this code. Hope guys you have taken the screenshot of this code with practical demonstration. Okay, with practical demonstration, I have answered this question, interview question with theoretical explanation and practical demonstration. I have answered the question for you. So that's all for this session, guys. Okay, that's all for this session. Let me also do one thing. I'll just copy this code here and Control Z. I'll also provide it in the notes. Okay. Control V, Control Z. Sorry, there is a code. Control Z. Yeah. Here I'm pasting the code, entire code, and this is the main method code. Just to call that, I provided the code. Okay, Control C. Instead the code, and other code we have here is tab, and then copy this. I have to paste it here. Okay. So code is also there in the notes, guys. You can take it from the notes. In the this Xmind map will be there in the notes, and in the notes you'll have the code also. So that's all for this session. Thank you. Bye bye. Hello all. Welcome to this session. In this session, I'm going to answer one of the Java interview questions. That is, what is overloading in Java? Let me answer this question with practical demonstration. In Java, when you create multiple methods or constructors having the same name inside the same Java class file, Java compiler is going to give you an error known as compiler error, known as duplicate methods. But there is a possibility where you can still create multiple methods or constructors having the same name inside the same class. Okay, when you differ them in the number of parameters or type of parameters, this concept is called as overloading. In overloading, we can create multiple methods or constructors inside the same class with the same name by differing the number of parameters or the type of parameters using which they are declared. This concept is called as method overloading or constructor overloading, together called as overloading. Let me demonstrate the overloading concept for you in Java, okay? So that you'll understand the answer for this particular question in a better way. For that, I'll switch to Eclipse IDE here. I'll create a new package, guys. I'll just name this package as overloading, okay? I'll just name this package as overloading pack, okay? Overloading pack. And under the overloading package, guys, under the overloading package, I'll create a class. I'll just name this class as, some car class, let's say, and click on finish. And inside this class, I'll create some method, guys. Public void start car is or I'll create some normal method, otherwise public void print, okay, public void demo. Okay, demo is the name of the method, guys. Okay, let's give some random name. Okay, so here system.out.println, system.out.println inside demo method. Okay, inside demo method I'm writing. Now if I copy paste this particular code as it is, right? If I copy paste this particular code as it is, you see immediately Java compiler is giving me a compile error saying that in this particular single class, in the same class, you have multiple methods having the same name. Okay, this is not allowed in Java. Duplicate method compiler error is coming here. Okay, now what I'm going to do here is to overcome this problem, either have to give the different number of parameters here or different type of the parameters according to the method overloading. According to the overloading or method overloading concept, you can have multiple methods having the same name inside the same class. When they differ in the, here zero parameters are there. What if I add a parameter like int a? You see, the error is gone. Okay, the error is gone. You copy paste this one and paste it here. Here also again, the duplicate method is coming. Duplicate method compiler error is coming because the name of the method is same. The number of parameters is same. And type of the parameters is also same. What if I make it double here? The error will be gone. Because this parameter is of the type int, whereas this parameter is of the type double. So the error is gone. Okay. Again, if I copy paste this one and paste it here, and here again the compiler error is saying duplicate method error is coming because it's not following the overloading kind of concept here. If I increase the number of parameters here, the error will be gone. Either you have to, okay, differentiate this particular, even though these particular methods have the same name, they should be differentiated in the number of parameters or the type of the parameters, guys. Then the compiler will not say that there is a error, like duplicate method error will not come because of a concept known as overloading concept, guys. The same class can have multiple methods with the same name when they differ in number of parameters or type of parameters, and this concept is called as method overloading. Now let me explain about the constructor overloading. A same concept. The constructors will not have return type. Public return type won't be there. Here the name of the constructor will be same as the name of the class. So car is a okay system.out.println inside car constructor. Like this I'll write inside car constructor. If I copy paste this constructor, guys, similar to methods, when you copy paste the constructors, here also you'll get the duplicate method kind of error. The reason behind that is inside the same class, we have the duplicate constructors having the same name, which have zero parameters. If you give int a here, the error will be gone because even though the constructors have the duplicate name, but here zero parameters are there. Here one parameter is there because of method constructor overloading concept. Okay, by differing in the number of parameters or type of parameters, the error will not come. Okay, duplicate method error will not come when you, for example, here if you give int b, you see here zero parameter, one parameter, two parameters. What if here copy this and paste it here, the same constructor, again the compiler error, duplicate method error will come. One of the parameter, make it double. You see error is gone. Again copy paste this one. Copy paste this one here. Here int double is there. You give double. Okay, error is gone. Again copy paste this one, and here say here int is there, int double is there, double is there. Here I'm giving double int. At least one of the parameters data type is different means it will accept, guys. This is called as method overloading and constructor overloading, and together the concept is called as overloading in Java, guys. In overloading in Java, when you implement overloading in Java, you can have multiple methods having the same method, same name, okay, or multiple constructors having the same name inside the same class. When you differ them in the number of parameters or the type of parameters in which using which they are declared with. Okay, so this is called as overloading, guys. With practical demonstration, I've answered this question for you. Okay, with the practical demonstration, I've answered this question for you, guys. So if you want to take a screenshot, guys, you can take a screenshot of this particular code. Okay, so inside this I created inside the same class, I created multiple methods and constructors having the same name by differing them in the number of parameters or type of parameters. You can take the screenshot of this code, guys, and practice this particular code in your machine to practice overloading concept in Java. So with practical demonstration, I answered this question for you guys. So that's all for this session. Thank you. Bye-bye. Hello all. Welcome to this session. In this session, I'm going to answer one of the Java interview questions. That is, what is the purpose of using packages in Java? Let me answer this question along with practical demonstration. Whenever you create a project, that is Java project, in some editors like Eclipse IDE or IntelliJ, etc., then in that particular project, you have to create lot of files. It may be classes, it may be interfaces, it can be some text files, it can be some other Excel files, or it can be some other XML files or JSON files, etc. Lot of files you have to create under a project. If that is the case of a very big project, very complex project, you can imagine the number of classes, interfaces, or this kind of other files like XML, JSON, and text files, etc. in the single project. If you create all the files in the single project without organizing them, a lot of files are there in the project, and without organizing that much amount of files in that particular project, tomorrow, if you have to find a particular file, it will become very difficult for you, okay, to find the file and update the code in that particular file or change the content in that file. Okay, so to solve this purpose, Java is providing you something known as packages. With the help of packages, you can organize the stuff, okay, in your Java project. By creating the packages, you can organize the stuff, okay. The related files, the related files can be classes, interfaces, enumerations, or it can be text files, JSON files, XML files, Excel files, or whatever the files may be. If they are related to particular category, you can create a package for that particular category. Under that category, that is package, under that particular category as a package, you can put those files. In another package, another category related files you put. Like that, if you organize your project, then your project will be in a better way. For example, I'll give a real world example, guys. Forget about this Java projects and these packages for organizing the stuff. Assume your own house, guys. Okay. So at your house or home where you are living, there will be a lot of rooms. Okay. So, and there will be some separate room like kitchen room will be there. There will be hall, dining area, okay, bedrooms and all. Okay. If you put all the items in a single room, okay, why don't everyone has a single room in their house? Rather, why they have this many number of rooms? Why the categorization of rooms is there? Okay, whenever you purchase a house or apartment or independent house or whatever it is, wherever you stay, guys, it will not be a single room, guys. Okay, for everything there will be a room. Okay, if you want to sleep, there is a room. If your children has to sleep, there will be a room. If your guests that you come to your home, there's separate room for them. Okay, for cooking the food, daily needs of our hunger and all, we need a separate room like kitchen. Okay, for the people who come to our house and stay for temporary period of time, we have the entrance room. Okay, so where where the people enter and they sit for some time, talk to us, and go away. Okay, and if you're eating, what is the area you will eat? Dining area. Okay, there will be some room for the dining area. Like that, everything is organized. If these things are not organized, what will happen, guys? If you have a single room, it will be very clumsy, guys. Okay, it will be very clumsy. Not only that, another example also I'll give you. This will be even more better. Let's say you have a room, let's say at your house, and that particular room is filled with a lot of books, but unfortunately that particular room doesn't have any shelves or cupboards or whatever. The partitions are not there where you can organize your books well. And then let's say you have like 5,000 books. Okay. Now what you will do, guys, if you don't have anything, you just take a side of the wall and you pile up all the books. Okay, line in a line. Now suppose tomorrow your friend comes or someone neighbor comes and asks you for a particular book, right? Then what you will say? Asking for a particular book, then you will go to this particular pile of books and you will keep searching. Very rare book that particular person has asked, your friend has asked, they have to come to your room and you have to spend a lot of time here and finally find the book and give it to him or her. Okay, so this will take a lot of time because you have not organized your books. What if your particular room has a lot of shelves where you can organize the books? Okay, let's say fiction books you put into one shelf, and story books you put into one shelf, and reading books, in grammar books, English books in one shelf, your college related books, your career related books, okay, your children related books, okay, and general books or whatever that is. Okay, based on different in different shelves you are putting different books. What happens, guys? Tomorrow the same friend comes and asks you for a particular book, right? You know in which shelf you have that particular category of books, and you'll go there. You don't have to search for that entire 5,000 books. Rather, maybe in that particular shelf, like maximum 10 to 50 maybe there. In that 10 to 50, you can easily find the book and give it to your friend in no matter of time. So what is the power of organizing that particular books there in this particular example? By organizing the books, it will be very easy for you to access them later, find them and accessing them later. That is the power of organizing. So in your Java project also, you have a lot of files getting created, right? And if you're not partitioning them or categorizing them or organizing them, okay, then what happens? It will become very difficult for you to find the required file that you have to work with on a particular day. For finding the file, only you have to spend good amount of time, guys. Rather, if you create packages with proper names, and you can also create sub packages required under the packages. You can create child packages also in whatever the organizing way you can create and categorize this list, the kind of a group of files under one category like packages, and another group of files under related to one category and another package, and so on. If you do that, right, tomorrow if you have to work with a particular category of file, you will go to that particular package, and under the package you can easily find the file and you can easily work it. Okay, that's the purpose of the packages. That's the main purpose of the package, organizing the files. Okay, a lot of files under a project into different categories known as packages. That's the first and main advantage. Okay, so apart from this organizing and accessing, this makes the accessing of the files easier, right? Finding and accessing, searching will be a very in faster way you can find that particular item in your project, because in this particular package this file will be there. Okay, because of the name of the package, etc., you can easily find the files under the packages, and organized way it is there. And tomorrow if you give the project to other people also, they can easily find the required files under the required packages without much efforts. That's the main thing. That's the power of the organizing, guys. It will organize the files. Second thing is managing the namespaces. First advantage is, what is the purpose of the packages? Organizing the files. Okay, under different categories. Okay, I'm just giving a summary of this particular text under different categories. Okay, under different categories. Okay, this is the first advantage, guys, organizing the files under different categories. And second thing is that managing the namespaces to avoid conflict. For example, in the same package, if you create two classes with the same name, is that possible in Java, guys? First one I'll show you. Organizing the files under different categories. Here already I have created some packages already, guys. You can see the packages here. You see this constructor. Constructors is one package. Under the related constructor related examples I have given. Okay, in constructor related interview questions I have explained here. Under the overloading package, overloading related interview questions I explained. Under this package, this question related interview questions I have answered here by creating these files. These files have created for answering the interview questions related to this keyword in Java. Okay, this pack one. Another one, guys, is sub package. Actually, you can go here and package present and hierarchical. If you say, right, under this one. Okay, we have another example. This all comes under this package. Like that, if you categorize this, right, tomorrow if you want to find all the interview questions I have answered under the overloading related stuff, go to the overloading package and practice this code. Okay, related to overloading. So easy to find the code. This is the power of organizing the files, guys. Now coming to the package, how do we create a package, guys? Right click on this src or something and just select a package here. Okay, give us some name like a package pack. Okay, some package pack. I'm explaining about packages only. So here under the package, guys, I'll create other package. I'll create some files. Otherwise, I'll create another package. Otherwise, right click new. If you want to create a sub package, right, after the package name, give dot and say one. Click on one. You see under this package pack dot one package, I'll create a class, guys. I'll create a class. I'll name this class as sample1 class. Click on finish. I created one class known as sample1. Okay. Now under the same thing, if I create another class with the same name, can I create sample1 again? Already I created sample1, guys. If I try to create here another one, will that be possible? You see, already here error is coming. Type already exists. You cannot create sample1 under the one package of this particular whatever the package or sub package under which under the same package you cannot create multiple classes having the same name. You see, I'm not getting the finish button. So what I will do here is I'll just create one more package, guys. I'll just name this package as .2. Here .2 I'll say. So here under one I created one package. Under two I'll create another class. Let's say same class I'll create. Okay, with the same name I'm creating the class and click on finish. This time it will allow, Java will allow, because this sample1 belong to the one package. The sample1 belong to the two package. Okay, since they become to the since they have, even though the classes have the same name but they belong to the different package, that is okay, guys. It's another purpose of the packages. Okay, managing the namespaces to avoid conflicts. Here conflict is not coming because even though that multiple classes I'm creating under this Java project have the same name but they belong to the different package. So managing namespaces to avoid conflicts. avoid conflicts. And what is the third advantage of this package is controlling the access to classes and members of that particular class. You see, the classes and members of the class are generally specified with the different modifiers like access modifiers like public, private, protected, and default. Okay, we have different for controlling access, guys. Okay, another advantage or purpose of using the packages in Java is controlling access to classes and its members. Let's say members are nothing but methods, variables, etc. of the class. Whatever you see in Java, you can specify the access modifiers before a class, before a variable, before a method. There are different access modifiers like public, private, protected, and default that you can specify before a class, variable, and method based on then compatibility and all. Based on the specified modifiers, access modifiers before this class, variables, and members. Okay, whether you can access this particular class outside the package. Okay, whether you can access based on this particular modifiers, there's a lot of things will be there. Okay, we have the different modifiers like public. Okay, using by specifying this public or private or protected or default or protected, default then protected. These are the different modifiers we have. What is the other advantage we get with the packages is, for example, if I create here I'll create one more class like package 3, guys. Okay, I'll create a package like sub package 3, and under the sub package 3 I'll create one class. I'll just name this class as car class. Click on finish. Inside the car class, you see, I'll just increase the font size here. What is the modifier I specified before the class? I can specify public, okay, or I can specify default, but you cannot specify private here. It will become illegal modifier, or protected also you cannot specify because it will become illegal modifier for the class. So only if you want to avoid this illegal modifier before a class, you have to provide either public. I'll go with the public, guys, for now. Inside this, some variables and methods I'll create, guys. Some variables and methods string company of the class, but I'll make this private, guys. I'll make this particular variable as a private, and I'll create one more variable that is a public string model of the class, and I'll make something as default, guys. If I don't provide anything, it will become default. Then I'll give string color, I'll say. Then one more thing I'll give, that is a then I'll give something like protected int price. Okay, protected price, like this. 4 variables I created, guys. Okay, similar to variables, guys, you can also create some methods having this kind of modifiers, but I'll just show with the help of the, I don't have to go deep into the concepts. I just created some sample variables. Assume that these are the members of the class, and these different members of the class are specified with different access modifiers like public, private. If you don't specify, it is default, and if you specify protected, it is a protected. Now within the same class, within the same package, if I create one more class like demo with main method and all, if I create this, okay, within the same package in which this particular car class is available, right? Car class is available in the same package, and this demo class is also available in the same package. In this kind of situations where, okay, in this kind of situations where the car class is there, here demo class is there, they belong to the same package. In this case, private, can I access private outside the class? Can I access private related variables? I cannot access, guys. Even though you create an object for this car class, car is equal to new car, like that you create an object for the car class, and using the object reference car dot, you see, company you cannot get, guys. Color you are getting, model you are getting, price you are getting, but company you are not getting. Company you cannot get, guys. Okay, you will get an error, guys. Car dot company. If you want to assign a company like Honda here, you cannot assign that. The reason behind that is this is a private variable. Private variables are the variables which are private to the class, and you cannot access them outside the class. Even though this demo class is also within the same package, still you cannot access them. What if I try to access this model, guys? Okay, if I give car dot model is equal to amaze, if I give amaze, I can access this. Why? Public means this particular variable not only can be accessed within the package, throughout the project you can access. Outside the package, throughout the project, you can access the public related modifier, access modifier specified variables. And third one is the color, guys. It's the default one. So default is like public within the package and private outside the package. So since this particular demo class is within the same package, like 3 package, so you can also access the color, guys, no problem. Okay, because default is like public within the package. Protected is also like public within the package, guys. So car dot price is equal to, I'll not go deep with this concept, guys. I'm just explaining at a high level. Okay, you see, default and protected I can access, guys. Public also I can access. Public also I can access, but private I cannot access. Within the package, public you can access. Public you can access. Public modifier, specified variables or methods, etc. You can access. Okay, and default modifier, specified variables or members or class or anything you can access. And here, protected, specified, also you can access. Okay, variable or members of the class you can access, no problem. But only one thing that I cannot access within the package, if they belong to the different classes, are private variables which are private to the class itself. Now what if I create one more package, guys? I'll just name this package as 4 package dot 4 here, dot 4. Under the 4 package, I'll create a new class known as demo class, guys. Now demo class, and this particular demo class is not there in the same package, guys. This particular demo class belong to a different package known as 4 package. This car class belong to the 3 package, whereas demo class belong to the 4 package. Now in this case, can I create an object for the car class? Yes, guys, you can create an object for the car class because it's public. Throughout the project, you can access car is equal to new car. You will get an error here, but you can still access, guys. Okay, why the error is coming? The car class doesn't belong to the same package. This particular car class, okay, which is there in the 3 package, it doesn't belong to the 4 package, hence it's outside the package. To use the classes outside the package, right, you have to import them. Okay, you have to import them here. Import this from 3. Where is the 3? Yeah, import this car class from this particular package, guys. That's one thing. Second thing is that now if I try to access any of these variables of this car class specified with different access modifiers, right? Private anyhow you cannot access, guys. Private you cannot access system. For example, car dot company. You see, company is equal to Honda. If I say, I cannot access the private because private outside the class itself you cannot access. What about outside the package? No way, you cannot access the private. What about car dot model? Car dot model. It's a public, guys. You can access. Public you can access, guys. Public you can access, no problem. Public modifier you can access. And third thing is car dot color. Color is equal to black. I cannot access the default and protected we cannot access, guys, because default and protected will act like private. Okay, outside the package. Within the package, default and protected will act like public, but outside the package they will act like private, guys. Not visible. You see, car dot price is equal to 9 lakhs. If I want to give, I cannot give that, guys. Okay, here also these 2 things I cannot access, guys. Only model I can access because it's only public. Remaining private, string, protected or private for outside the package. This outside the class only, it's private. Okay, within it's private to the class, so you cannot access it outside the class. Whereas these 2 things, at least within the package, they are public, guys, but outside the package they cannot be accessed because they will act like private. And coming to the default and protected, there is a small difference where if you still want to access this protected, there is a way, guys. You have to make this demo class extends car class. Okay, demo class extends car class, and create one method here, guys. Create one method here that is public static void sample, like this. Create public void sample, like this. Create a method, guys. Create a method, and in this try to access that variable, guys. Try to access that particular variable. Okay, car is equal to new car, like this. Create an object for the car class. Okay, so you don't have to even create an object, guys. You don't have to create an object here. Directly say this for protected, guys. Price is equal to, directly say price is equal to 9 lakhs. Okay, this is okay because inheritance, guys. Okay, extends. Protected access modifier within the package is public, guys, but outside the package, except for child classes, it is private. Okay, except for child classes. Since demo class is child class, you can access in the child class outside the package, but other classes, right, even though they are child class also, okay, if other classes are there, they cannot access this because it is purely private for outside the package. But if that particular class outside the package is a child class, in that case you can extend this as a parent class and access this price, okay, without any problem. Okay, what about this color? Can you access this color if it is inheritance is there? Color is not possible, guys, because it's not protected, it's default. So completely private outside the package, guys. You cannot give this. This will not work. This will not work like price. Protected has that extra edge where, even that particular class you're trying to access is protected member or something, right, is outside the package also we can access. Okay, if that particular class is a child class, you can access that. But coming to default, there is no possibility of default here. So like this, guys, what is the packages doing here? Again, focus on the packages. With the help of packages, we are doing some access control. Okay, controlling access to the classes and its members. Okay, is possible when this class and class members are specified with this different type of access modifiers. Package will decide the accessing. Okay, within the package something some kind if it is provided as default, it is private. Sorry, within the package, if you provide it as default, it's public. Within the package, outside the package, it's private. Okay, whereas protected within the package, it's public, and outside the package, it's like private, except for child classes. Like the different rules are there. Okay, different rules are there. Public means within the package, outside the package, both public only. Private means only whether it is within the package or outside the package, doesn't matter. If it is outside the class, it's definitely private. It's private to the class. Okay, like this, packages play different roles, guys, for organizing the files and categorizing them. Okay, for easy access is the first advantage or purpose. Namespaces in different packages, we can create the same name. Okay, within the same package, you cannot create different class names. Okay, a class with the same name we cannot create, but if the duplicate classes we create under different packages, right, no problem at all. Controlling access is something like you know, you can access the control like just now I told you, right? Okay, so packages decide like within the package that particular protected related modifier specified variable is like public, and outside the package it's like private, except for the child class, etc. So with practical demonstration, with this particular practical demonstration, okay, I've explained with theoretical explanation and practical demonstration, I've answered this question for you. So that's all for this session. Thank you. Bye bye.